Welcome to the Pitch It Movie Podcast. My name is Peter Bune.
I'm Sean King.
And I am Will Pintarich.
And today on the podcast, we have Anthony Edward Curry. Who's Anthony Edward Curry, Sean?
He's a young, up-and-coming filmicmaker. He started at age 14.
Damn.
Making short films and feature films, and he has not stopped since. He is a incredible force in the horror independent cinema scene. And we're lucky to have him here because this is one of my favorite stories that we came up with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we're pitching a movie called Reel to Reel. Will, what is Reel to Reel?
So far, my favorite pitch of the Pitch It Movie Podcast.
Yeah.
I think we can all agree. Like, we've had a lot of ones where we were like, wow, I'd really see that. But, like, this is one of those movies that, like, I know we'd all see. So it's a father and son story about a father and son who love horror films, but they live with a very controlling mother, and the father ends up dying through mysterious ways that you'll have to listen to towards the end.
Just gonna tease it. Yeah, tease it a little bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Don't
tease.
show the whole thing.
I'm not going to show the whole thing. But basically,
Just the tip.
let's just say it's a mix between Frequency and Final Girls that I think you're all really going to enjoy if you love horror and you love you love your dad. You'll love this.
It's a science fiction, horror, fantasy drama.
It's got a little bit of action. It's got everything in it. It's got something for everybody.
It does.
It's got Sid Haig.
Sid Haig.
got Sid Haig
It's
in
got Jason Ritter.
Jason Ritter.
It's got who's the chick? Barbara Crampton.
Barbara Crampton.
Well,
And-
let's see how we get there. If you've never seen
How did we get there?
or heard the podcast, we make it up on the spot. We pitch on the spot. We have to go up to our boss, Mr. Hollywood, and we waited a whole week. So we make it up on the spot with our guests. So listen in. And before we begin, I just want to encourage people to follow us on YouTube, watch us on YouTube. Hello.
Subscribe on YouTube, please.
Subscribe, and to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And please rate, review, and subscribe. And leave comments. It matters.
Leave
it helps.
a damn comment right now. It's just type now.
Now.
The comment, please.
Yeah.
Anything.
Good or bad.
Let us know you're there and breathing and alive, or else we'll call the ambulance immediately. You okay? Okay, good.
And here we are with episode 77, Reel to Reel, with Anthony Edward Curry.
As a room filled with creative people, is there a way to fuse the things that we loved from old horror films, like the exploitation, with this post-minimalism?
Oh, we are kind of firmly planted into the Halloween era right now. I mean, a Halloween season, rather.
Yeah, it is the Halloween season.
I believe it's Halloween, Sean.
Okay.
It's Halloween.
Yeah,
This is Halloween.
That creeped me out for a second there.
Well, let's duo.
I want to talk to Anthony a little bit about his history in this genre.
Sean,
too,
do you want to talk to Anthony Curry?
What's up, Manhattan?
Yeah.
What's going on?
We've been planning that since the podcast
It was
started.
way better the first time we did it.
We were cracking up
It's
so
you
hard.
couldn't
Do we got to do it
recreate
again? Do we got to do that?
I liked it. I liked it.
It was good enough. It was good
It was
enough.
like a little
Can
awkward.
you edit
It
that
had-
in post and make it better?
You might have to add a second air horn.
We can
in
make
there.
you know what? I was recording when we were doing it the first time, the audio, so maybe I'll just clip that.
Oh, you could like.
Yeah.
Blend these two
let's
together.
Because we were cracking up so hard.
Let's flash back to that right now.
That's
Now.
right.
What was the movie that made you want to make movies in the first place?
We talked about a few.
Yeah.
Maybe-
Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the OG.
Why? Well, I got to know because it's different for everybody why they love that movie. But I remember loving that movie because that movie was so minimalist and it didn't require a lot of. It didn't require gore to be scary, and I remember just being horrified by that movie. What was it about that movie that made you?
I was like 6 or 7 years old, and my dad rented it on VHS, and I wasn't allowed to watch it, so I snuck out of my room when I was younger, and I watched it from like behind the couch.
Yeah, so classic.
Behind
The couch
I
view.
did, like behind the couch.
we
so
did
I
that
was, like,
too.
There
Yeah.
was like a lamp in the way.
Putting a
so
pin
I
in
only
that.
could like see it. Sorry.
Yeah.
I could only see it. Like certainly there was like a chair and a light in the way. So I don't know. It didn't like terrify me, but it I don't know. like drew me in somehow, and I just started making like backyard horror movies with my dad.
Was it the fact that you weren't allowed to see it, or was it like you've never seen anything
My
like
dad
that
was
before?
cool with it. He was like, "Yeah, you could watch it," but my mother was like, "Really?"
Okay.
Yeah, your
Yeah.
dad is really I remember when we first met you. We all met together.
That's
believe
right.
it or
Yeah,
not,
yeah, yeah.
because we were in a 112 video commercial. Rest
Oh.
in peace, 112 video.
Well, Sean and I
R.I.P.
met Anthony
That's
before
the
that,
fir-
right
oh, I
before
didn't-
that. We
That's right. Yeah, we did.
Sean and I were at Monster Mania in New Jersey for the Gooligans, and everyone's like, "You got we were at the bar, and everyone's like, "Gooligans, you got to meet Anthony," and Anthony was there, and like, yeah, you were like this kid. You're like 16. I guess people saw your backyard video movies probably.
yeah.
Was that what it was? Like
That's how people knew who I was.
This was going
Yeah.
back like
Yeah.
5 years ago,
4
right?
or 5 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You've
like
been doing
that
this
was-
for.
Yeah, you were a
Wow.
baby-faced little kid back then. Like
dude.
even with the 112 video commercial, man. Like you go back
then
and
we
watch
did Will's
that.
one-
That was,
112 video.
15. or
Jesus
something.
Christ! And your
Wow,
dad,
man.
I remember your dad just being like, he drove you all the way out from Jersey to be in that commercial.
That's awesome. Yeah, I
Which is
remember we were
really
all like,
cool.
"Did you hear that they drove all the way from fucking Jersey?" To
My
be in
dad's a
this
good
commercial?"
guy. My dad was in the Warriors.
What?
That's right. He told that
What?
story on the set
Yeah.
of
Get outta
112
here.
video.
What'd your dad do in the Warriors?
Which gang was he in?
The Cyrus meeting scene. He was like in the.
That's so
crowd.
fucking awesome, man.
Yeah.
I don't think he was any specific gang or something.
Even
That's
Him
just
and
so
just to
awesome.
say that you were like,
Yeah.
yo, I was there for that. That's
Yeah.
see, that's like film history right there. Though, like, like when I think about movies, like early on when I was starting to get into film, like Victor was like, yo, dude, watch The Warriors, and I got into gang films and shit, and that opened up a whole new like. So that's a
Victor
piece-
Bonacore, mutual friends. We got a
Former guest.
former guest. We all know him. And like, so back to Texas Chainsaw, and you watching that.
I'm sorry. I have a thought from what Anthony was saying. I think it's really cool that your father, like, showed you his influences, and he talks about film, right? He instilled you with film
He
knowledge.
still does. He called me yesterday, telling me to watch the new James Franco comedy, Why Him, and I watched it. And it was fucking great. But
But
yeah,
I
he's
think-
a big film buff.
And I mean, a lot of our parents were probably, I mean, same thing. I watched The Shining from behind the couch.
Yeah.
But I think it's important that our parents rent it first.
Right.
Yeah.
How important is that?
Yeah, that's
To
good.
go in the post horror route, I do love. I've said it a few times on the podcast that there's two things that make me cry. See this
Stuff with their dad.
something with dad like sports movies.
The ending of Field of Dreams.
Father,
Yeah.
son stuff.
father son stuff.
Yeah, Field of
For
Dreams
me.
is forget it. Boom.
If you
Yeah.
for sports movies,
Dude, I cry at Rudy's.
Rudy,
Right,
see
yeah.
Rudy, dude. I'm so bad at sports. I don't want to pitch a sports movie, but I'm saying like I'm so bad at sports movies that like even the Mighty Ducks when the underdogs,
Oh God, yeah.
the underdogs,
win?
they
Yeah.
triumph and they win, and they're all the the underdog kids are like hugging each other. I'm just like, oh fuck. Oh shit! But it is kind of a father's to son thing because Josh Jackson didn't have a father, and he looked at Emilio Estevez as a father figure. So yeah, maybe that's
Stop,
why
Pete,
I cried.
Stop.
But
He
I
only
love,
just kept disappointing him in part 2, though.
that's true.
Yeah.
So maybe we kind of try to let's retro pitch. Maybe we figure out that it's kind of like what's that movie where Jim Caviezel was communicating with his dad via his dad
Frequency?
frequency.
Oh, yeah.
I love. I don't want to pitch
Yeah.
that, but I want to pitch something that
Well,
gave me that feeling at the end of that movie.
Will mentioned earlier of starting the movie of a kid behind a couch watching.
That's
horror
a good
movie.
beginning.
So there
Yeah.
could be a father-son thing.
Ooh, I
in
got
there if you
something.
wanted to-
Here we go, Sean.
I got
go
something.
for it. What do you got?
Ooh,
What do you
okay.
got?
Well, this might be a little bit like one of the most decent movies of last year. Beyond the Gates, I thought was cool.
Oh, I love that movie.
Okay.
Oh, I haven't seen
but
it.
but
Thought it was fun as
maybe this
shit.
is a little bit too much like that. But yeah, it's a lot like that. It's really good.
Well, tell us.
It's-
I didn't
it's-
see it, so.
It's basically I'll tell you my idea, but maybe it's a kid who dad didn't allow his son to watch scary movies, and he did what we all did was watch it from behind the couch or sneak in and down the hall and catch your first glimpse of Freddy or an alien or something like that. The kid grows up, dad's dead,
Oh, no.
but now dad's trying to communicate through scary movies.
All right, I like your idea. Let's.
But this is
What
this
did
is
Beyond the
Beyond the
Gates?
Gates did because it's too Beyond the Gates because
in the movie they
no, 'cause
communicated through
Beyond,
movies.
Beyond the Gates is about a video game, like a VHS video game.
It's a board game.
That could be
It's like a-
terrifying if the kid was like watching his dad get like brutally murdered and all
Yeah.
the
I hear-
movies, and like he would like have to
Let
come
me
in and
offer-
he has
save
to
the
help.
person.
He has to help him navigate the horror movie. The son through the screen.
That's
How about
cool.
that?
Hey,
talks
I have
to
an
it,
idea.
yeah.
I have an idea though.
like frequency.
But can the dad like respond?
Ooh, that's
to it?
awesome.
Yeah, but he has to find a special way to talk to him through the movie.
All right, hear me out. Hear me out, okay?
That's good.
Instead of the dad being the one who didn't want him to watch the horror film, what if the dad was like, he saw how much his kid liked horror, but the mother was very overbearing and controlling because you need that like antagonist in the film.
Maybe but
the mother's the one that killed the father.
separated. But maybe they're separated, so he has that chance to be able to like watch him behind her back.
Well, here's what I was thinking: is like
or
in
do you
that
like
scene,
the drama of the mom not liking
in that
it?
scene, I'm thinking like a kid's like behind, like you could see him like in the foreground, like peeking around the corner, and the mom and dad are fighting. It's like, why can't you just let him watch the movie? Just let him watch. He loves this stuff, and the mother's like, no, no, no. So the dad goes to watch the movie with the mother, and the dad tilts the TV just a little.
I was about
bit.
to say
Oh, that's adorable.
Yeah,
because
it's
you
adorable.
knew. I know. You knew.
That's what my dad did.
Yeah,
that's what my
our
dad
parents
did.
had to know that we were sneaking.
The scene from Scanners.
Imagine them just
I
watching
wanted
it, they're
to.
just
I
like-
wanted to see
Yeah.
that. The Michael Ironside scene from Scanners when he blows that guy's head up. I was like, I wanted to see that because my dad was like, William, you got to see this movie. You got to see Scanners. My mom was like, don't you fucking show him that shit, you piece of shit. And he tilted the television for me.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's the one thing I liked about my dad. He's a horrible human being now. But
when my nephew was like 5 when he was a baby, and I still like we lived in the same house when he was like a baby, and I'd be up all night watching whatever USA Channel up all night type of stuff. I wasn't stupid. I heard the little footsteps going down the stairs, hiding behind the piano. You know, like if I was watching something too crazy, I'd like change the channel to something that like
Spice Channel, you know.
Yeah, change it to like like
Playboy.
no, I'm
Scrabble
watching
porn.
cartoons. No, I'm watching cartoons. Oh, SpongeBob's on. So like
Yeah.
but like they knew. Our parents, they knew that we were kind of like watching.
What about? Okay, I don't want to make.
We're going
such
in the right direction.
No, definitely. But I like the idea of somebody kind of like restricting this.
I just think the mother should
these
kill the
moments.
father.
But the I don't know. It's such a negative kind of mother female role.
We could just say the father does die.
Yeah.
There are
he
so
wants to
many.
communicate through
Here's the
with
thing: there's
him.
so many movies where like the dad's the bad guy or the male's the bad guy, and like I think right now we
Does
all
there
need
have to be a-
we all need a dad. We need a good dad.
Does there have to be a bad? Does the mother have to be the bad guy? Why can't he just communicate to his son from the films that he watches?
What if the movie opens and dad's already dead? Dad's been dead for years.
We
So
can
this
see
is this a-
flashbacks.
I think it should
flashback?
open with
and
a
maybe
kid.
the dad just always took the kid to go see the movies,
Yeah,
and
that's
this
cool.
is the only way for him to feel comfortable because he's been gone for so long.
I
like
like
that,
the
yeah.
I like the opening of like because like everyone in this room associates hiding behind the cat. Like why don't we open with something like that where
Where
you see
at
the
the
kid's
funeral? At
no
the-
you see the kid's point of view.
Yeah.
and he's going down the stairs and he hears a scary movie.
Yeah.
And then it's like Halloween, the opening of the original OG Halloween.
Yeah.
Michael Myers' point of view.
that amazing Steadicam shot.
So you want
But
to
we-
kind of riff
but
on that?
But instead of witnessing his sister making out and then killing them,
He's watching it on television instead.
he's just oh yeah.
Get
so
really meta with it.
we get really meta. It's a POV shot, watching the POV
Yeah.
shot from Halloween from
Yeah.
behind the
and
couch.
it like pans back, and then you
you see a little
realize it's
kid.
not a POV.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
real.
yeah.
That's fucking awesome. See,
What
that's
if-
good. That's good.
Let's set up a villain type of character early
Well,
on.
here's why
Well,
I said the mom as an archetype of a villain for being
that's-
controlling.
Okay, fine. Okay. We'll explore that. But what if the dad's father, the kid's grandfather, was completely abusive and terrifying,
Okay.
right? And you see this in flashbacks. And so eventually in these movies, maybe it's a series of movies that the kid has to go through, like 6 of them, and they're slasher movies. And he realizes that his dad's spirit is in there. Because there was a weird online story about somebody who a dad gets an Xbox out and he fucking hooks it up, his kid's Xbox, who died or something, and there was like clues in the game.
Wait, what?
That was
What is this?
communicating.
Oh, this was
with-
a real thing.
Yeah, remember I don't remember the details of the story.
Yeah,
But we
this-
can do the movie version of this.
Wait,
like
what?
There's I
You- maybe
I
you
don't
maybe you
I don't
remember-
Is it a
remember
short
exactly.
sorry.
No, it wasn't. It was a real thing like this. It was either a dad had a kid died, a son died, and they hooked up his Xbox and his ghost was playing with his father,
Right, yeah, something like
or it was like his brother or something.
I got to get out of this room. Just even hearing the story
it
is
was
making
that,
me
wasn't
terrified.
it?
Yeah.
It was like that.
It was like that.
So let's do the movie version of that because this was the dad's favorite
Hold on,
horror
hold on. Let's
series.
not bury the lead here. What Anthony and I are looking
This
at each other.
sounds crazy.
You wanna
What?
do
This
that?
No, I
story.
don't want to do that. I just want to hear more about it before we
This
continue with our
story
pitch.
is wild.
What is this story?
I don't
want to
go more into it because I don't remember any more details than
But
that.
where
You
did you
don't wanna
guys
get
hear
involved.
this?
It was online. It was
It's
like
online. Yeah, it could have been just clickbait shit.
Yeah,
but
it was just one of those urban myth stories.
Google Xbox Ghost. Or
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like you
yeah.
saw video game
You'll-
ghost or something. But like that was the thing is like the ghost could play with you.
Yeah, that's right. It was like a 2-player game,
Yep.
and they would always play it together.
That was
And then the kid died, and then the dad had like the other controller, and the other player was
my
playing.
But we're not talking about a game though, because that would be way too close to
movies.
Beyond the Gates. It's got to be a
Yeah,
movie thing.
Right. No, this is a movie. But like the dad is stuck in the movies with no memory of who he was and how to survive the movies.
How did the dad get in these kids' favorite horror films, and what is he doing to help him in it? Like,
Yeah.
we need an act one, and act two.
The mom killer, the slasher in the movie is trying to kill the dad character, and the kid has to help him survive the movie.
All right,
Final Girls.
I have
It's Final Girls. That's Final Girls. That's Final. That's,
No.
That's the plot to Final
All
Girls.
right, I have a way to
All right,
fix
we can
this.
twist that. We can twist that part.
I got a
Shit.
way to fix this.
That's a good one,
Another
though.
brilliant
the-
fucking movie.
The kid has
Damn it.
grown up, and we go to those like flashback scenes, and the dad was really close with his son, like you and your dad's close with you in horror films, and but the mother was very controlling and didn't want the kid to watch movies like that, and was very controlling of the father. I think the mother should eventually kill the father, and the kid doesn't know why his dad died. And towards the end of the movie, it's like the
That's the
purpose
reveal?
of this is the reveal is like your mother killed me.
Oh, like
and she's
from
gonna
Bates
kill,
Motel
and
shit?
and now that you're getting closer, she's gonna kill you too.
All right,
Okay, I like
not,
that.
It's
I like
not.
that.
It's not Final Girls because our hero doesn't enter the movie.
Okay.
They're playing it through the screen. Like maybe he's got to go to the movie theater, like the local theater, every night at midnight show. You know.
Well, how about
Something
this?
like that.
What if it's not so much the kid helping his dad, but the dad helping his kid escape his psychotic mother?
They're both.
That's good.
they're
That's
both helping
frequency.
each other
That's
out.
like frequency.
Each other,
Yes.
like,
Yeah, yeah,
helping
yeah.
each other. All right, so we got a little
Yeah.
frequency going on
Yeah.
here, and I love that movie.
It's frequency
I love
meets
them.
Final
Dennis
Girls.
Quaid's great in there.
I love, dude. That's a good pitch. Frequency meets Final Girls.
When we go up to Holly
HQ.
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 Hollywood HQ.
MH is HQ. Yeah.
Well,
Hollywood
HQ. I was gonna
How
say
you
HJ.
doing, boss? I got a movie for you.
Yeah.
When we go up there and pitch this in a
much.
few minutes, we're gonna say, yeah, it's frequency meets Final Girls.
All right, let's start.
Undeniable.
Let's build a compelling. Let's build
Yeah.
a story.
a good
Act
start.
one.
Yeah.
We have the
More of a
beginning.
plot.
Yeah.
We have the beginning.
I do like the third act
after the-
though, revealing that the
Yeah.
mom is the
So
killer.
the
That's
mom
good.
should be,
Let's
at,
get
like,
there.
so the
beginning of
mom
third act.
should
That's
possibly
cool.
mom should
Let's
be
get there.
mom should be a slasher. And
Okay.
she's a masked slasher who's coming
Let's
after
get there.
her son.
Let's get there.
Yeah,
so
let's start at-
right after the couch sequence. There's a funeral, and the kid's at the funeral.
Is it a flash forward? Kind of flashback,
Yeah.
flash forward?
Oh,
Maybe,
can we
maybe his we see his point of view of the
It
coffin.
should definitely be a flashback. The dad should be already dead. Like
He's dead.
it should open
Yeah.
up and you should
Yeah.
already feel sorry for this kid.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, and
I was
then
gonna say-
now he's a not a grown up. Maybe he's like 18, 19.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a cool transition scene, like what you just said, like as like he's watching his dad watch a movie, and like maybe the scene kind of morphs itself into what it looks like in the funeral parlor.
Yeah.
like it's just like it blends together, like
Yeah.
these two things. That's why
Yeah,
it's like
maybe,
whoa.
maybe the kid like kneels on like some pillows when he
Yeah,
watches the movie.
just like that,
and
and
then
it turns
it's like
into him
kneeling in
Yo,
front of the
that's
Exactly.
great.
coffin.
Yeah,
like,
that's awesome. And
yeah.
we can continue those transitions throughout those kinds of
Oh yeah,
transitions.
you
Right.
use that as
Throughout
like
the movie, yeah.
And cinematically, you're telling the audience this is this whole
POV
movie
thing.
is going to be the POV of this
Yeah,
kid.
right,
Because
right,
when
yeah.
he's talking to the screen, it's pretty much his point of view.
He's watching the screens. Yeah.
So
Dude,
essentially,
we're
this-
brilliant. We're
the-
freaking brilliant.
Stop it. We get complaints complaints about that in reviews of our podcast.
What's that?
When people are like, "Well, these guys are so full of themselves. They have the greatest ideas in the world."
Yep.
So
Yeah, watch, this movie gets actually made in a year
the
by somebody
father's
else.
dead. They don't
Fuck
know
you.
why, and I think the mom should just go rogue and leave the kid, and the kid should just end up in foster care
Well,
a lot.
let's just say that we own this idea.
Okay, finally, we're
but
saying it
we
again.
all-
Anthony, Pete, Will, and myself, we own this idea 100%.
own it.
So this kid
Yep.
doesn't know
Stars.
where about.
Stealing
So
fucking
the,
good.
the adult version of this person, the adult version of the kid, he doesn't know where his mother, his estranged mother, is now. But like, he's never felt easy about it, and he doesn't know why his dad died, and like it's still a mystery. So like, we don't reveal that it was the mother that killed the father, and she meant to kill both of them.
Oh, she snapped and she was going to kill the whole family.
She was gonna kill the whole family, then herself. So that's a little Michael Myers-y
How
thing
did
right
she-
there.
Is she still alive?
She's missing. She
Oh,
went
she's
missing.
missing. Okay.
Oh,
okay,
she just
okay.
dipped.
She dipped and-
after
yeah.
you killed him? Oh,
Okay.
damn.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the
That's
way
good.
to do it. That's
So
what
the kid's in foster care.
Yeah,
Ooh.
through his whole life. His whole life. How old are we talking this
I
kid
got
is
a
going to be?
good-
14, 15?
They were
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
9,
I think
but
it's-
yeah, 6. You should
honestly,
still be
if
a
he's
kid.
foster- yeah,
You should
okay,
still
He
foster-
should be in
a
his
kid.
teens. He should
Under
be in his
18.
teens.
What,
Yeah.
if, what if in the end,
Well, people will care about him more if that's
Yeah,
the
if
case.
he's younger.
in the final climactic scene in the movie, the dad's fighting the monster or the slasher, and while the kid's fighting
Yep.
the mom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
and
cool.
we kind of have this mirror effect of
Yeah.
like, and they kind of play this kind of
Yeah.
thing where,
When you juxtapose it, it shows the audience that the mother is a monster as well.
yeah, well, it's the monster in real life and on the screen,
Yeah.
and it's what they're both fighting their whole lives, the father and the
And
son.
even their motions will be the same.
And maybe.
Oh, dude, that fucking cutting that cut scene. Those
Yeah.
cut scenes will be great. Like the dad could be swiping at at this creature, and like the kid could be like blocking his mother from like it could be the same motions and stuff, just like in Frequency.
Well,
There's that whole scene towards the end.
Yeah, so good.
Orgasmic.
well, the mother's gonna kill the kid in the end, and then the
What?
kid's gonna have to join the dad in the movie.
No.
I'm actually into the idea.
That could be cool.
I'm
I think
into
that's.
that.
I think that's like still
think
happy
so?
though.
Or vice
I think
versa.
that's still like a good ending because he's still like he's with
because
his father.
because
now.
that's in Beyond the Gates. I'm gonna keep bringing it up because it's very similar.
I haven't seen that.
It's cool. It's really kind of like, don't expect a big like effects movie or anything like that. It's just a really cool minimal.
Okay.
Really
I like
neat.
that.
It's a tight little low budget fucking really cool movie. Great ideas. But in the movie, they play this VHS board game, and they win, and then the dad comes back because the dad was trapped in the game.
To add a little tension, the movie house is closing down.
Right.
They're gonna tear it down.
Like a
Like,
fucking
Last Action Hero.
Last Action
In a
Hero.
few-
or even fucking different fucking
What?
they're changing over from film to digital,
Digital.
and the
Oh,
father
his
haunts
father.
the
Yes.
film
Yeah.
fucking
He'll be gone forever if they go full digital.
yeah
There's got to be a scene in Act 3
because he
where
can't haunt the DCPs, he can only haunt the 35
Then the mother,
the
the
prince.
mother's been stalking the son. She finally found out his whereabouts, and now we got this like Michael Myers mom thing going on, where like maybe he's in the projection booth and he's watching stuff, and the dad's just like, "Look out!" And the kid doesn't know what it's about, and like a second later, boom! Like right around the corner from him is like this shadowed figure in like lit up by a red exit
Okay.
sign in a doorway, and that's when we got to start introducing
Okay.
like the slasher part.
Okay, I got it. I got the thing. Instead of my idea about the abusive grandfather, it's the abusive mom.
Yep.
Okay, she was verbally abusive,
Physically abusive.
to both the dad and the kid. So their only way to get away from that and to have their kind of time is to go to the movies.
Correct.
And stuff. So when the dad dies or gets murdered, the only way
He was murdered in that projection booth.
yeah.
okay, man.
that could be cool.
His
But
blood got on a reel.
The only way.
It could be like an Inglorious
I
Bastards.
just want to finish the
Go
idea.
ahead, go ahead, Sean.
The only way it's for him to connect and to speak to his kid is through like the movies. So that's, you just explain it just like that. There's no we don't need to figure out the mechanics of how that works. It's just spiritually, that was the only way they could connect and find peace.
Yeah, we actually don't have to make it make
You know?
sense at all because
No.
it's supernatural.
You know.
You know what
You know.
though? You know what though?
It was their only, there was,
they were-
it was
when
their
he was-
escape, you know?
What, there's two things because
What?
the only way they could communicate in real life
Yeah.
was through movies,
Right.
and the only way they could communicate post-death
Is through the movies.
Now this is a question: should the kid, instead of him just going to the theater because he likes the movie, should he have just gotten like a small part-time job at the theater so he's always there?
Yeah.
And the mom wants to. The
And that's-
mom's
okay, yeah,
trying
yeah.
to find him because it would be easier for the mom.
He's
to find
apprenticing.
him.
He's apprenticing as a projection.
That's
Right,
cool,
or
that's cool.
maybe he's just the concession stand
Yeah.
kid for
Yeah.
now, like, and he's trying to work his way up to take his father's spot.
Because the owner is his dad's old buddy.
Right.
And
Can
he
we
gave
get
him
a
the
John
job.
buddy
Herring?
Jim.
So he's got to be the surrogate father in a way,
Yeah.
like in fucking Last Action Hero.
Yeah, but now suddenly in this week, now they're having a revival of all this trilogy of movies. Let's say it's
It's
trilogy.
it takes place in
And it's
October,
just the-
Halloween.
Yeah, it should
and
be
it's a
October,
horror film festival.
Okay, great. Yeah, so it's a Halloween special screening, 35mm prints of his dad's favorite trilogy.
And we need a body count, by
Yeah.
the way.
And the hero in the movies is now replaced by the spirit of his father.
Can I add a little misdirection here?
Yeah.
What if like in the second act, the kid thinks that the guy who works there, his old friend, was the one that murdered him. So it's not so cut and dry who murdered.
And then
the
that
dad.
should be the guy who helps save in the
At
end.
the end.
Who does
Ooh.
something in
'Cause
the
I
theater
don't
with
want-
the final fight.
yeah.
Maybe like
He's
kills the
acting a
mom
little
or something.
suspicious.
Mom's got a stanchion, and
He's
she's
like the
you know.
Friday the 13th guy. Like you're all
So-
doomed.
so
you're
this
all
whole
doomed
movie
guy,
pretty
but
much-
in the end, he turns it around and, saves
and
them.
then mom is Mrs. Voorhees basically.
Right.
So
right,
basically,
exactly.
this whole movie takes place in an old movie theater, which is kind
A
of
lot
awesome.
of it, yeah.
Yeah.
Guardians
Should
of the
we get
Galaxy
like a
2.
heart, like Sid Haig or something, or
Who
is
would-
that
who
like
would-
over
who would
the years?
Sid Haig is the owner of the theater.
Yeah, he's the owner of the theater. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Who would direct this?
Me.
Actually, all right, hear me out. And I'm gonna make a case for it. Why? Because if Sid Haig's gonna, I think this would be a good Rob Zombie movie. It'd be. No, wait, hold on.
no,
Wait, no, hold on. Hear me out.
He can't make.
Everybody's gonna be from the South.
Yeah,
It's like,
I know.
No,
I
he
don't
doesn't
know.
have to. It doesn't have to. Because either way, the way I picture this kid
That's a
lives
no.
in Brooklyn. You know, this is like
Okay.
this takes place in the city and stuff. Like the way I'm looking at it, it's like this is a kid who like grew up in like Brooklyn or
Definitely
something.
city,
Yeah,
definitely a
definitely a
city.
city, like a city theater, like a little like boutique theater or something like that. That's gonna
A little
go.
run down.
Yeah.
Like the Pavilion, or now it's the Nighthawk.
It's in like Harlem or something.
Yeah, it's shit
something
like that. That's why it would be good if it was an all black film, but we don't. You know, we're a bunch of white guys. Find us Pete. Pete may as
white.
well just be white.
Well,
Don't
they
say
didn't-
that.
I think the main reason is they didn't make slasher like 80s slasher movies with like black people in it. You know, it's like.
No, they were the first ones
they
to
always
die.
died.
They always
Well,
died
yeah,
first.
but I mean, the main cast, the surviving people, were always, you know.
I want the guy who directed Monster Squad to direct this. I don't
Fred
know
Dekker?
What is that what his
Oh
name
my
is?
God, yeah.
Okay.
He should come back and do it.
I feel like
right?
it would give it more of like a. Because
No.
were
Let
you
me
guys
ask
thinking
you-
like a
It needs
real
heart. It
dark?
needs heart.
That's-
or do you
yeah,
like
well, that's
more
what it is.
Goonies
Monster Squad
style?
had a
'Cause I was
ton of
thinking
that,
like
you know?
Goonies style.
Yeah, no,
movie
I'm
with, like the references.
I'm 100% on board with you there, because I never get to ask this, and it's something we never talk about on the show. Who would you get to be the DP? That's something we never talk about. And it's
Actually, I might go with the Rob Zombie thing and Phil Parmet, who shot
Right.
fucking Devil's
do-
Rejects and
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he do Lords of
Halloween.
Salem? No.
no,
No, that was a different one.
that was very cool.
Because
Lords
this
of Salem
guy,
was very, like a
Phil
Kubrick.
Parmet, is very handheld. He
Yeah,
loves
right,
handheld.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm into that. Like we never get to talk about like DPs and shit, and I really wish we
Well,
did.
we just usually don't have the time. We just cast the real keys, like
Yeah,
the
but
fucking
if we-
above the line.
Or Dean
motherfuckers,
Cundy.
you
I mean,
know?
you can't go wrong with Dean Cundy. Since we were going with the Halloween fucking POV thing,
yeah,
you
and
can't
he
go
is
wrong.
super, and he is simple and stuff. But
I can't think of anyone. I was like trying to look at directors and stuff to see.
I like Fred Dekker because he's eventually gonna
Who was
make a
the DP of
comeback
The
because he's
Witch?
starting now with Predator.
Right.
He's
Oh,
starting
shit.
to come back anyway.
Right.
So it's only a
That's
matter
Shane
of time
Black.
before. Right, but he directed. So Fred Dekker is coming back to direct and write something. It's just that RoboCop 3 derailed him forever,
Right.
and he just wound up doing like Star Trek shows. and shit,
RoboCop
you know?
3 was awful.
Well, why don't we
too.
just get Shane
terrible.
Black? Because Shane Black wrote Monster Squad.
Ooh, that's
Shane Black wrote Monster
Black
Squad,
is
and he's still
pretty good.
he's directing
How
Predators.
about
the new
Fred
Predator.
Dekker writes it and Shane
Yeah.
Black directs?
They,
Like,
they
I'm into
switch.
that.
They switch.
Black
they
and
switch.
Dekker. We gotta
Black
get
and
them,
Dekker.
we gotta get them guys
Like a
together.
little code
a Black
thing.
and Dekker film.
Yeah.
That's
But you know what? Fred Dekker is really
That's
kind
a
of.
good production company. Man.
Is that what they call each other?
That's what they're kind of known as now. Yeah, yeah. Because they've been doing stuff since Monster Squad. You know, they kind
Yeah.
of since Monster Squad they
Fred Dekker is secretly co-directing, but because Shane
they'll
Black's,
both take equal responsibility writing and directing.
I just like the vibe of Monster
Black and
Squad.
Yeah.
Well,
I
it
don't
has
know,
tons
I
of
feel like-
heart. I mean,
Those are the
it
same.
is-
No,
it's,
yeah.
you know,
Well,
I feel like this movie needs the
Yeah,
heart.
it
But,
does.
Like the
It's the
father-son
same-
thing could be like, I
Yeah.
wouldn't even want to watch this, so I'm pitching it. I don't even want to watch it. Like, you know what I mean?
Too
Like,
much?
it's
Yeah.
like too heartbreaking.
Too
So it
emotional?
would be cool to have like.
I
more
can't
of
wait.
a-
I
This
love
is-
crying in movies.
this is actually, I will say this for the first time. This is actually something completely worth just writing like tomorrow.
I'm
agree.
down.
I'm serious. Like we should definitely.
I
We should
know-
meet tomorrow
I'm
in this
down.
room and start writing this
Let's do it.
fucking.
I
script.
know we hate jumping forward, but like, could we do an after credit scene? Oh, hear me out.
We gotta get the end. We gotta nail down the end
of this
first.
kid and his dad now in all their favorite movies fighting monsters together.
Oh, that'd be
my
good.
God.
Because the kid,
Shit.
not
The
even
kid
after the
died.
credit scene.
Like
it's
Salem's
during
Lot?
the credits.
Yeah.
It just
Oh my
goes
god!
so- and
Because
then
he's
it
dead. The
just
kid,
rolls
the
over.
dad and the kid are dead, and like their favorite place was always movies. So
and
they
they're
decide
in
to
all their favorites.
They're in
they're
like
in
a
all-
Clockwork Orange.
Yeah,
they're in, like,
yes.
Yeah, like cool
Yes.
stuff. Yeah.
I don't know. They
Absolutely.
should jump from like famous movies.
Why?
No?
Why not,
It
dude?
should-
That's what's gonna sell this movie because
That
it's gonna
breaks
be.
my
no,
heart,
because that's
dude.
what I
That
was
breaks
talking
my
about
heart.
earlier with the gimmicks. Use it
Yeah,
as a gimmick.
you actually wanted to
Dude,
literally
I think so,
do
because
yeah?
I hate,
Just for the
I hate
end.
movies that reference so much. So I think we should
Yeah.
overdo it.
I'll tell you
and,
why it's
like,
gonna work.
kill
Why?
3 words: Ready Player One. That's why it's gonna work.
All right. All
Yep.
right.
That's why it's gonna work.
Post credits, fine.
No, in the credits of the movie itself. When it's done. Like,
So in the
As the
end,
imagine
credits
they're
roll.
in Goonies together and they're fighting a giant octopus.
so in the end, our Dad is fighting the slasher, like this hulking maniac,
Right.
the main villain in the final reel of the final movie in the trilogy, and our son is fighting the mom. The mom kills the son, right, and then comes into the movie to help Dad fight the killer. The killer
Sid
in the movie.
Haig has
Let me finish. Let me finish. Stop. And then as the mother just killed the son, that's when Sid Haig comes in with a stanchion and smashes.
Yeah.
He's
And it's
dead,
too late. It's
right?
too late for the kid.
And then he quickly, he has to do something quickly.
let me add to it.
And then that's when we're completely 100% in the movie, within the movie.
Wait,
forever,
hold on.
Forever.
I have a transition for that. Sid Haig is holding this kid, and he's like in between life and death right now, and like he's starting to
Yeah.
see the film world
And he's starting to
happening
fade
around
like
him.
Marty McFly
And the
fucking thing.
kid looks towards the screen, and Sid Haig sees the kid's dad, who was his old friend, and he's just like,
Oh,
then,
yeah.
Then he finally understands.
No, but then he also preserves the projection.
Right,
Now
exactly.
she- okay,
And he
yeah,
plays it every single night.
He keeps it in a safe spot.
And he plays it every night so the kid and his dad can.
He plays it on the kid's birthday. Like
Yeah, like he'll play like that'll be the thing.
Can I?
That's such
Can
a
I?
sad
The ending,
scene.
no, the ending
Sid
scene
Haig
is the
holding
kid
a dead
like watching the movie, and Sid Haig comes up
Yeah.
with like a popcorn. And,
Aw,
he sits in
no.
cherry
he
Coke
sits
or
in
something.
fourth row
Yeah,
center. Yeah,
sits
like-
next to him.
Die. Can I? But I want them to save each other. He dies. He does
Well,
die.
I don't know. I like the idea of like the like I forget who
I
said.
feel like that happens in frequency where
No.
they kind of save each other in their different times.
I like the idea, and you guys disagree with me if you want, but like I think the kid should be trapped in the projection booth. There's no way out for him. His mom as a slasher's there.
The reels are on fire.
He pulls the mask off, and it's his mom, and that's when he realizes like
Oh, she's wearing a mask. She's a mask
she's
killer
a mask killer. Yeah.
Like Michael
in the
Myers,
movie
yeah.
and in real life.
No, in the movie, she takes a different form of whatever creatures
Okay,
in the movie.
like a splatterhouse fucking.
Yeah, but
It's
there's
like,
always
yeah,
a-
like
a
the creature
resemblance
from the
of
Black
it.
Lagoon
Okay,
or
yeah,
something.
yeah.
Because like
Because
a
the dad's the
monster.
only one that
Okay,
knows that it's the mother that killed him.
That's kind of like The Hole. I keep referencing The Hole too.
I don't know why.
I don't know what that is.
Me
The
either.
Joe Dante movie. Come on.
Oh. All right.
The kid's abusive dad.
I think
takes
the idea
form
of like
a
the mother
monster.
finally
Shia LaBeouf was amazing in that. Go ahead.
the mother getting a one up on the kid, like
Old's fucking-
fucking just hitting him in the side, not having a violent death, but he's dying, and then Sid Haig kills the mother, or gets her locked away, but the kid is like. He's in between life and death, and like around him, like he's starting to see like the projection room turn into like a jungle where his dad
beautiful,
is,
yeah.
and like he could see what's going on. Like Sid Haig, you could do cutscenes between Sid Haig and his dad. He's like, I'm here with you. I'm here.
Okay,
with you.
okay,
But there's
okay.
got to be a scene where Sid Haig looks
Sees
at
Sid Haig as his dad.
yeah, and he's got to look at this because Sid Haig did play as his father for a very long time because he employed him, he was there for him, he was a moral guide for him, and Sid Haig was friends with his dad, so they were close. There was a thing there, and like Sid Haig has to look at that screen and see the kid's dad and be like, oh, he understands, like, and the kid wants to go to his dad. So
And he says,
Yeah, he wants to enter the movie now.
So the movie
He
that
says, sorry. He goes, go to the light, kid. And he goes,
In the light of the light of the projector.
yeah, he says, go to the light, kid.
shit.
I'm gonna cry.
Sid Haig says that. He says, let it go. He says, let go and join your father. Go to the light, kid.
Oh man.
What if the kid just looks in the light and he just gets blinded and the movie ends
then he
like
ends up in
really
the
like
movie.
anticlimactic? The
Holy
kid
shit,
just
that's
ends
awesome.
being blinded or something.
Don't end it that way. Don't-
No, let's not end it like that.
Oh God, these are real tears. These are real tears.
Now, should the movie that they're watching that the dad's in, should it be really corny or should it
Predator.
be hyper?
I think it should be
realist,
pretty. It should be like fucking like Final Terror.
Okay.
Humongous.
Okay.
It should be a pretty kind of legit slasher
Okay.
movie from the
so
like the
what
early
the
80s.
fighting is really like crazy, and maybe
Yeah.
in real life the fighting is like sloppy. and
Yeah,
the mom's
it's
like,
realistic.
wrestling
Yeah.
all over
Yeah,
the
it's
place.
like
bloody,
it's like Friday the
not-
13th
It's not
part
fun
2.
to watch
no,
at all.
it's like the Devil's Rejects scene where Bill Moseley like beats the two guys to death.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Like it
It's-
should be super brutal like
yeah,
that.
it
Right.
should be. It should
This
be.
is the movie that the father's in.
Right.
No,
No,
that's the real life version of
real life, like the mom and the son fighting.
It should be a sloppy, like, kind of,
real
like, awkward
fucked up.
fight.
And then on the screen, it's like
choreographed.
Kung Fu Master,
Yeah, it's-
like almost like the Warriors fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very,
it's like anybody.
dancing.
It's like anybody going after the fucking Jason with a shovel. It's all these unrealistic things that you could never survive.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, shouldn't
What's the title?
That guy rules.
REEL Terror. Real
That's a
terror.
little kind of. That's a little cheap title for
That's
this.
a fucking
this-
perfect title for
This is like a seriously legit good movie, and that
We
sounds
need
like
a good
cheap
double
title.
entendre title like
But
Frequency was.
for the kid, just because I said Riverdale before, but the kid, our hero kid,
Cole
dude who-
Sprouse.
Yeah, that guy's really good, man.
Jughead in
Yeah,
Riverdale.
fucking
The
good.
title got to be good because this
gotta
interview
be.
got to
Yeah.
be better than Tina's, and she
Yeah.
had campaign, and that was
That was a
fucking
good
That was an
title.
awesome title.
was-
so
I
this
know, we
title
were
has.
strong.
to
Oh, I didn't
fucking
know
be
we were
strong.
competing with
Oh,
Tina
yeah,
Krause's
me and-
episode.
Yeah, we're definitely fighting. We always compete.
And we
She
can't
Alright,
came
say
alright.
up with the best title.
Yeah, we can't say movie night because that's the name of your movie,
Yeah.
and we already did a pitch called Movie Night, which would be
With
kind
Greg
of,
and Shanti.
yeah.
Well, take,
Man, this is tough.
I
Frequency
know,
was
man.
perfect because Frequency.
it's a
kind
fucking
of like-
radio. That's why.
No, but they found the right kind of the right radio waves to communicate. It's like it
Wait,
worked.
is a projector reel to reel though? They use reel to reel projectors.
Yeah.
film
how about
ones? Well, it's platters. It's
How
not
about
like
real
reels.
REEL
To
to
real.
REAL?
Yes, that's an awesome
Real
title.
to real.
Reel to reel.
Real two.
A reel to reel
Or
projector
just
is
be
what they
real-
have in movie
no.
theaters, Sean.
REEL to REAL.
In essence, that's what they're doing. The characters are doing.
Yes.
They're going.
kind of like that.
And the
Real
poster
to
would have
real.
the word real, and then upside down would be to
Yes,
real.
yes.
As long as it's TO real and not two.
No,
Oh,
but in
I
the
was
sequel,
thinking
Sequel
like
will be
this.
that. No,
Oh,
there's
yeah,
no
the
sequel.
sequel
There's
could
no
be that.
sequel.
Real two. Hold on a
too
second.
fast,
Oh.
too real, too furious.
I kind of like that. I kind of
Real
like
to
Real
real.
to real is much better than yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
really good. Wow, who you said?
Well, I think that was
That was
That was
like-
both. That was
That was like a
combination.
mix.
That was a
real two.
synthesis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was like
Thesis,
I like
antithesis,
that.
alley-oop.
You
synthesis.
guys,
And I dunked it.
you guys Eiffel Towered it.
Yeah.
All right, guys,
Finger
so,
cuffed it. So basically, yeah, we got
Wrap it up.
real to real, and it's well, let's break down the story and then we'll say who's in it, right?
And who's directing? and
Yeah,
who's
yeah,
shooting.
exactly, right, yeah. So it's a story about it's a father and son story about a boy who misses his dad and had the best times of his life when him and his dad would only connect while watching his dad's favorite horror movies that his abusive mother would not let him watch.
Correct.
So after the dad dies, he revisits these movies and realizes that the character in the movie is actually his father. A version of his father's spirit is inhabiting the character in the movie.
In the movie house.
Trying
like a
to
younger
talk to
version
him
of his
about
father.
his mother. Like he's got to be like, your mom's the one that killed me. Every time that comes close, though, something's got to happen.
Right,
You know?
and the boy has a fucking suspicion and a feeling that something's coming after him.
Yep.
And so we realize in the movie that the son tries to get his father through the trilogy, survive the movies. And we realize that in the movie, the creature that's stalking his dad's character is actually his mother.
An embodiment of his mother.
His mother's mother, right. So by the end, our character... wait, help me out here. Okay, so by the end...
one big point is that he doesn't know that it's his father. He just thinks it's a character in a movie.
Well, I think he should
No, there's got to
definitely
be some
learn...
sort of resemblance of
He
it.
learns
Yeah.
at the end,
It's
like
near
near
the
the end.
a younger version
by
of his
the
dad.
end, but
Yeah.
he's
But
drawn...
maybe his mother got rid of all the photos of his dad when he was young after
Yeah,
she killed
okay,
him
yeah,
or whatever. So
yeah.
he only
Also,
knows
he doesn't
from
know what his
memory.
dad. He doesn't know what his dad looked like when he was a young man.
Right, but
Right.
there's clues,
Well, how old was
similarities
wait,
to this
no,
character.
Like, he wouldn't remember what his dad looked like.
Well,
but the thing is, the
he's
kid's
only
not. His
16.
dad is not in the movie. His dad, it's whatever actor's in that movie is an embodiment of his father. It could even be the same actor, just with a different haircut, a different dye job. It could have a goatee or whatever. It really doesn't matter because the guy who played his father when he was a kid is the same character.
It
in that
should
movie.
be a young
It's not a real
hero
movie.
of the movie.
Right.
You know, they're not
yeah,
watching
yeah.
a real trilogy. It's a fake trilogy that we've made up for this movie.
So his dad's old buddy runs the movie theater,
Played by Sid Haig.
played by
Yeah.
Sid Haig, lets him come in and watch the movies, and this is when he learns that he knows about the character mysteriously in the movie suddenly, and he learns by the end that this is his dad in the movie, and he must help his dad in the screen defeat the creature, the final terror creature.
While his dad helps him defeat his
Well,
mother in real life.
right,
Everything
and-
he's taught him about horror films, he's got to use now in the real world because his mother is a
Right, his
legit
mother's coming back.
psychotic slasher cunt.
Coming back like a Michael Myers force to kill
Yep.
the
So he's got like a horror IQ to know to avoid certain things.
It's
Right.
got touches of Scream in there. It's got
We have to
touches of Final
avoid.
Girl,
We have to
Frequency.
avoid. Like maybe a trope actually could be like he's been trying to avoid all these things, but it just stalls him, like running up the stairs. Like then he realizes like
he has to do these.
he
things.
has to do these things to progress the movie
That's
and,
good.
and get out of it.
Yeah.
You know, he's got to do
It's
it.
like fate.
Yeah,
Kind of
and,
fate
and
in the
his
movie.
dad has to be the one to convey that. It's like, I know
Trust
they say,
me, Dad. Go up the stairs. Like,
So it's like, yeah,
Lock the door.
You got to do. I think we have no choice but to do that.
Right.
That's good.
Okay,
right,
that's
like
good.
trips and like falls down a mountain to
Like
get
he's
away
got
or
he's got to
something.
he's got to
Yeah,
do
it's
that
like
in the
you
real
gotta
world to get
corner.
away from his
Like
his
you got to
mom.
get stabbed this time. Dad, take one. Just
Right.
one, and you'll survive.
Well,
Trust
that's
me. You come
cool.
back for the sequel, Dad. You do. So,
That setups the ending where he has to repeat.
That setups the ending where the mother kills the kid, but eventually dies, and Sid Haig kills the mom, the hero, and the kid joins the dad in the movie versions of themselves.
Yep.
And they go on in cinematic adventures fighting evil.
Because the mom's
Together.
the mom's thing is like the mom kind of has this inclination that there's something up with like there's something up. She's been tracking her son down to finish the job.
And also, she's not just a mom here. Like, she's not just a living kind of human on Earth. She's actually some kind of like malevolent force
In the
because
film.
she's able to kind of project herself.
Well, no,
no
she
pun
doesn't
intended.
know. No, she doesn't know it's that.
So it's just the anxiety. It's just the
It's just-
embodiment.
It's what the archetype is in the film.
Yeah.
The reality is in the kids'
okay,
world.
Yeah.
So everything that's going on is like maybe this film trilogy has a different monster in each of it, but it's a different aspect of the mother every time.
Yeah,
it's the
okay, right.
trilogy the mom refused to let
Or it's
her
or
kid
it's,
and
yeah.
her husband watch,
And
and
it's
then
like- yeah.
she kills her husband, tries to kill the kid, but burns the house down in the process, and then dips, and the kid's never seen his mom ever again.
That's
Oh, we
awesome.
didn't cast the kid, right?
I think Jughead from Riverdale is good.
Oh, yeah.
Man, I don't know. What
Cole
about you
Sprouse.
guys?
I'm cool with that.
That guy is awesome.
Zach and Cody.
But who's the dad and
Yeah,
who's the
that's
mom?
right.
Who's the dad and who's the mom?
I like Jason Ritter. And,
I'm done
and
fighting
Cody.
for the dad, so you guys pick.
I
whoever's it.
like Jason Ritter.
We're gonna have to make a decision. So
The mom's got to be
should
older because
right,
she got
the mom.
She got to be a little
Present
scary
day.
looking.
Yeah,
though.
the
present
mom.
day.
Yeah, we need like a middle-aged like psychotic like psycho
It
killer
would be
mom.
sick if like Barbara Steele was a little younger. She
Yeah,
would be
I-
sick.
yeah,
like
I know,
like
somebody
something
like-
like that though.
about
Like
I know,
Barbara-
like a Meg Foster or something.
Yeah.
Like
What about
somebody,
Barbara Crampton?
Oh yeah, shit.
Now.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
all right,
She's-
yeah, that's cool.
I could see that.
I can do
I was
that.
gonna say Chloe Sevigny, but I know
Ooh.
you guys were.
I would have like Felicia
She's a
Rose would have been
little
good
too
too. Like
young.
too
Felissa-
young for
Felissa?
the evil
Yeah,
mom, right?
yeah.
You would have to make her up. Like,
I like Barbara Crampton. She's got the genre cred, and she was in Beyond the Gates.
Oh, she wasn't Beyond the Gates.
She's in.
can see that.
she was in fucking
Reanimator.
Reanimator from Beyond.
Right,
blah,
right.
blah,
or
blah,
Diane
everything
Franklin.
else.
I would have said Diane Franklin too.
She's
but-
good too, man.
She might be a little.
Karen Black would have also been
Yeah.
fine.
Karen Black would have been cool. Yeah,
I
who
like
knows?
fucking Barbara Crampton, man.
I'm
gonna
cool with
vote for
Crampton.
that.
I'll go with Crampton.
So
and she's
Jason-
like with like We Are Still Here. She's like building up those creds to
Yeah.
her like to be like more famous than she ever was.
right.
So
Yeah, I think that's a good choice.
yeah.
Okay.
All right, so
I like
Jason-
Sid Haig having Sid Haig.
And Sid Haig,
Barbara,
that was a
Barbara Crampton in there is
But
pretty
who
tight.
you guys want for the dad character?
let's just do it. I'm like
the dad in the movie.
I'll side.
Because
with-
he does
movies.
Ritter does comedy,
And now he's in his own
drama.
dramatic series, right?
It's
He's
a
in, like-
comedy.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
a comedy. Yeah,
Yeah, Kevin
cool with it.
might probably saves the world. I think it's called.
yeah,
But,
that's right.
You
Yeah.
This
think
pitch-
he's like lighthearted enough though? You think he's like you? Would,
He's very lighthearted.
like I would think of a guy like
Yeah.
Steve Martin or something, but I keep thinking older.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need
I'm not-
the guy
a
of
younger
age. Yeah, because this is a
hero.
retro
Dad age.
hero. You know,
Okay.
it's like
That age now.
Yeah, and
Right.
like the kid and the dad would be similar ages. Like the real kid and the movie dad would be like a similar
Closer to
like
age.
yeah, like
Oh,
4 or
so
5
we
years
can't
apart.
use Jeff
you know?
Goldblum.
Like frequency, like
Yes.
Caviezel
Wait,
and
why can't
Dennis Quaid were like.
why
Right,
can't we use
right,
Dennis
right.
Quaid in this like as the dad?
Stop casting grandfathers.
Done saying why
need to
the
cast
guy can't
young
be
dads.
70 years old. It's fucking come on.
Anyway, casting aside, this is one of my favorite pitches.
Yeah,
that
this
we've
is
ever
this
This
is
is
one of my
awesome.
this might be my favorite
Who
story.
was directing
we
the
came
guy
up
who
with.
we
Oh, it's
agreed
Black
on?
and-
Dekker,
Yeah.
Fred Dekker,
Fred
and Shane Black.
Are
Who are-
splitting
they're-
Monster
yeah.
Squad.
Who's
They're
writing it?
co-writing, co-directing,
they're both
or
together.
they're doing both.
Both.
Split it, yeah,
Split
like
it?
split it evenly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably what they do anyway, you know.
And then Dean Cundy's
DGA
DP.
rules
Yeah.
and stuff.
John Carpenter comes for the score.
That
Wow,
would be great.
Again.
85 of our
Great.
77 movies
I
have
know.
been
Fine, Will, you got it.
All right,
We
fine.
already said
Fuck it,
no,
let's
but now
have
we can
Robert
say-
Rodriguez DP.
Score is done by Disaster
Score
Piece.
by Robert Rodriguez with just him and his guitar. Like,
But Antonio Banderas is going, oh, no. Yeah.
can we make
time.
him the movie theater owner, Banderas?
Banderas?
Ooh, no, let's not do that.
This movie
Sid
is
Haig's
wonderful.
perfect. Sid Haig's perfect because he's like super creepy and gross, but he's also like you want to hug him too.
Yeah,
You
no,
know,
he's like a
it's
big teddy bear.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm cool with it.
That is-
However, cameos by Tony Todd as the janitor.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Let's go
coming
full-
out of the
I want
coming-
Tarantino in it.
Yeah,
We're gonna
like-
put
all right.
Eli Roth.
Let's
in
go
it.
full on horror star cameos.
Yeah, fuck
Cameos.
yes. Like,
Yeah.
So when we go to the conventions to promote it,
Yes.
they're there anyway.
All
They're-
the DVDs will be on every single one of their
That's true.
tables.
Yeah, we
They're
don't have
all-
to like book them on their own. They're
They're
already
there already.
We just
They're
go
already
up there with the glossies and drop them on their table.
So let's just shoot all the cameos at the convention.
There you
We'll
go.
just save money.
Right.
you were,
We know people who do that.
That's actually Balsamo
Do the
the
James
movie.
Balsamo method of just like, hey, come in this corner and shoot it.
Oh, Jesus
Brilliant.
Christ.
It's fucking
Back
brilliant.
my head.
He does it. It's brilliant. It's amazing.
Yeah, he gets away with it. You
I
gotta
love you,
respect
James Balsamo. I love you.
Anthony, you're coming upstairs to help us pitch this to
Yeah.
Mr. Hollywood
I'm gonna
right now
throw it in his
because
face.
you're leading this pitch, man, because we're wiped out. And we're going to start actually writing while you're pitching. That's
Okay.
what we're
Yeah,
gonna
we
do.
have time.
So I gotta pitch it.
Yeah.
Should I take like my shirt off first or something?
Yeah.
Pants. He's
it
more
helps.
of a pants off type
Yeah,
of guy.
pants. Definitely
Yeah.
pants.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you know,
I mean,
you know when
he's friends with Harvey Weinstein.
you know when you
I
know
thought
when-
it was Weinstein. but-
you know when you're talking to somebody and you're nervous and you imagine them without their pants on? He
Okay.
likes to do that to you, but you actually have to take your pants
to
off.
take your
pants
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
Wait,
so
like
it's not even
boxers
tough.
or just?
He prefers
you gotta
socks
get
and skin.
You got to quick and get some tidy whities and just
Okay.
walk around.
preferably
in that.
ones with Pokemon.
He
on
says, let me,
Yeah, with
let me
lipstick
see
kisses
your.
all over him. You need-
He likes to say,
he
"Let
likes
me
that.
see your dick print." I don't know what that means, but he
Dick
just,
print,
he just likes to
He wants to
outline.
see the outline.
Make sure they're
Outline.
two sizes too
He's got to
tight.
know what he's working with here.
Yeah.
I think I'll be all right.
And he's just gonna green light that. And but just keep pitching because it's a
11
formality.
billion for the dick print.
So reel to reel,
Yeah, this is it. It's a hit.
2018.
Yeah.
This is
Go see it.
Yes, this is it.
We
It's
did it.
coming.
Good
soon.
job, guys.
All
We're
right,
all
guys.
producers. We're all gonna make a bunch
Wait,
of money.
Anthony, how could people find out more about your projects and what you're doing and what you're up to? And like, when do you think your movie's coming out? Like, when do you want to get it done and out? What do you think?
Dance with the Devil will be out, and we're doing a U.S. tour.
Ooh,
In
nice.
drive-ins and independent theaters.
Awesome.
We have a list of every drive-in, but we were gonna try to hit everyone. But
Like,
we'll
we're
see what
thinking like
happens.
springtime 2018. What are you looking? Thinking soon?
I'm gonna start in May, I think.
Oh, yeah?
May 23rd. I
Wonderful,
think we start
man.
on the tour.
Awesome.
But I don't want to second guess anything. I don't want to say.
Don't
two
lock
things.
anything in
Yeah, I
now.
don't want to lock anything in.
Still working on it.
Yeah, but you can find me on Instagram, just Anthony Edward Curry, Facebook, all that nonsense.
All right, man.
There you go.
Thanks so much for helping us out, man. This is an unbelievably cool story that we're gonna go pitch to Mr. Hollywood.
Hopefully, we make $1 billion. Thank you guys for having me.
All right.
Thanks for coming, and that was the Pitch It Movie Podcast. This, we're gonna dial that in there later.
We're gonna add it in now.
Yeah.
All right, everybody.
All right.
We'll see you next week.
Take it easy.